Hi, I'm Lisa Akbari, your hair doctor, and welcome to the show. Thank you guys so much for the questions. Keep them coming. When transitioning, first question. When transitioning long term, is it okay to have your hair in buns and wearing a drawstring ponytail that's not pulling the hair tight? A lot of people start transitioning styles, or I don't know. I think she misspelled this word, but that's okay. I do it all the time. Say transitioning styles are or braid outs and twists, but my hair does not look nice when I try that because of the relaxed ends. So I just bun and wear ponytails. I have seen growth in hair, but is it safe to do it? Because I don't want to damage my hair knowing that I'm dealing with two different textures. You're really dealing with two different types, and the textures are different as well. And let's just state, I believe that texture deals with the size of the shaft, and type deals with the shape. So when we're speaking of textures, when you relax the hair, and if you've lost some of those layers, you will notice the hair strands are thinner on the relaxed portion. I am like the queen of transitioning right now because I have been transitioning for maybe 16 or 17 months, if I count it back. Well, a long time. So, with that, I have not done the big chop. My hair feels great. I still am obtaining length, as you can see. I'm obtaining length and I'm doing great. So pulling it back in a bun is okay, but don't put a lot of pressure and stress on the hair. You mentioned it's not too tight. Just make sure there's no little, what's those little combs that are in there? The drawstring is fine. Just be really careful to take it off every night. Take the ponytail off every night and make a loose plait and just kind of hydrate around the hairline and tie it down. And that's the best way to dress it for bed. But no, you should be fine with these styles. They're okay. But just be careful with that line of difference because it's really a big line there because you have lots of new growth now and you just got to be careful. I think you mentioned, yeah, you just have to be really careful. Next question. If I get a hair analysis done, will you be able to determine if I have a vitamin deficiency? No. The vitamin deficiency will be tested and can be determined through a mineral test. And that's something that will be done in a lab. I can request one, order one for you, but it's not something that we would test. What we look at as a trichologist, what I look at is the epidermis. I look for first degree skin damage, and I call it first degree skin damage because if the epidermis is worn, thin, irritated, dehydrated, those are first degree skin damage. I look under the light for disease to see if it signs of it. So then we can send you right over to a dermatologist. And then we look at the shaft. We look for problems of the shaft to determine if there is some type of disorder on the shaft that could be causing you a problem with obtaining length. I also go back to the scalp. I look at the density. I look for inconsistencies in the density within the unit itself because the unit is the little pore that holds the hair follicles. The hair follicles hold the hair shaft, and you should have several of those hair follicle within each unit because the hairs travel in units, groups of hair follicles in the pores. Some cases we have blockages, so I look for that. Blockages in the mouth of the entire unit, so all the follicles within the unit are blocked, or within that particular follicle. So those are things that I look for. Okay, next question. I'm transitioning to natural, and I don't want heat on my hair. Good, that's a good, because most people tend to burn when they do all of that. They use a lot of heat trying to straighten, and they end up burning. For a whole year, she has not used, and she doesn't want to use heat. For a whole year, do you think my ends will suffer from not getting them trimmed? Okay, here's the deal. You have two options in dealing with split ends. You can trim them or you can treat them. The way to treat them is by taking your hair with your leave-in conditioner, and you can use your moisturizers. I always like a lot of the liquid leave-in conditioners. I have one called Hair Vitamin, and I smooth that in. It adds a little protein, and it has some humectants there. And basically, I smooth my ends with that. What you're trying to do is you're trying to keep your cuticle layers compact on a daily basis. So your leave-in conditioners help with that. So trimming the ends, if you trim, the reason why many professionals think you should trim is because if you don't trim the ends and you don't treat them, then what you're going to have are the ends peeling back into the healthier hair. So you either trim or treat. Okay, just remember that. So if you don't trim the hair, then you have to treat the hair. Because if you don't trim the hair and you don't treat it, you will have the ends peeling back into the healthier hair or all the way down the shaft. You'll create a split shaft. So it's very important. So you're not going to suffer, but you have to treat. Deep conditioning twice a week and daily hydrating using your leave-in conditioners will definitely help. Next question. What about wavy or curly hair? Does this fall into the straight or kinky category? Anytime you have one drop, one crease, one ridge, one wave pattern, then you no longer have straight hair. It's kinky. So you have what we call slight degree of kinkiness, medium degree of kinkiness, or extreme degree of kinkiness. All right. It falls under the kinky hair category. Welcome. Okay. I want to study trichology. Do you offer courses or certificates? If not, do you know any institutions or online? Well, I work with a college here, and you can go to my website at lisaakbari.com, scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page, and click on professionals. I work with a university or college here in the city, and I teach an online course. We have a trichology program. It's one of the only, I think, in the country, in the United States, and or I don't know, outside of the country, because trichology is more prevalent in Europe. It's really not, or the study of, or the institutions. So it's really not something that we're finding as much. More and more, we're finding programs cropping up or being developed in the United States. But I'm really excited about the program that I'm working with, and there are others out there. Do the research, but if you go on my website, you register as a professional, then you automatically get information about our trichology program, and you can call the university, the college, and they'll tell you all about it. Okay, next question. Are these tips also good for Caucasian hair? I am Swedish and I want my hair long. It's pretty thin, but it's pretty long, about 24 inches above my boobs. Sorry, I don't know how to explain the length without naming boobs. Haha, that's okay. We all women and some men, but we all heard of boobs. Will these tips be useful for me, even if my hair is not African? Yes. I treat all types of hair, and I tell my patients I treat everything from African kinky to Asian straight. Your hair is the same when it comes to basic structure, basic chemistry, but it's different, excuse me, not structure, basic chemistry, basic layers. But when it comes to structure, the shape, it's different. And there are things with African American women with kinky hair type that have been for too long not addressed and need to be addressed. And that's a big reason why I do this show. But I have patients from all backgrounds, and we're all God's children, and we all need help. So with that being said, our Get the Length program will be great for you, but you have to make sure you let us know that you have naturally straight hair, and we have patients who are doing this and have customers who've gone online and gotten our programs and doing very well. I can just connect you with some of my Caucasian women, and so because we have something like we call a partner program, and this partner program is where you work with someone who has very similar hair texture and type as yours and very similar problems, and you can partner. We generally do that within the clinic, but we'd be more than happy to help you with that because we want you comfortable. But with all that being said, we have programs that can help you obtain length, but you have to let us know your hair texture and type, and then we'll customize it for you. Okay? Thanks a lot, guys. I'm Lisa Akbari, your hair doctor. As always, I love you guys. Thank you for this time. Keep the questions coming. To God be the glory in Jesus. I will talk to you guys real soon. Bye-bye and have a blessed and wonderful evening, night, or morning.